Welcome to Circuit K. Today we have the Shiba Satellite laptop here to repair with a part number C50D. Okay, all right. So the problem with this one, plug-in charger, pressing the power button, nothing happened. It's not coming up. Then right here we have the indicator light here, the charger indicator light. You can see. Don't know if you can see. I need to off my light. All right, so that's the charging indicator light. All right, so this system is charging, but it's not coming up. It's not coming on at all. All right, so let's open the laptop. Let's see what happens inside there. The back cover. Okay. All right, so let's check the voltages on this board. All right, so I'm putting my meter on the screen. So let's measure the voltage. Just understand what's happening on the power switch. So plug in charger. So um, on the power switch, we have 3.3 volts and we have 4.2 volts. Okay, pressing the power button, nothing happening, not coming up. All right, so I will try to bridge this power switch. You know, so where we have the 3.3 volts, so we have to bridge it to ground. Where we have the neutral. All right, so you see the system is up and running. So let's see if it display on the screen. Let's check if we'll have display on screen. No picture on screen, but the system is on. You can see the fan is running. The processor is fine, but no picture on screen. Okay, so let's check the RAM. Let's check the RAM. Okay. All right, so let's go with one RAM at a time. Alright, same story, no picture on screen. So let's go with the second round. Alright, so look closely, you can see some other person attempts fixing the system, so the screen light was not blocked. Alright, so let's make this connection. Okay. Alright, so we have picture. Alright, so we have picture on screen. So I'm connecting back the power switch. Connecting back the power switch, plugging charger. Alright, so let's press the power switch together. Look here. Okay. Still not coming up. Still not coming up from the power switch. Okay. Alright, so let's lose out that power switch. Alright. Okay. Alright, so here's the power switch. So let's measure the voltage on the power switch. On the switch terminals, the positive side, so we have 0 volt. Alright. Then so on the board we have 3.3 volts. On the positive side of the switch, we have 0.7 volts. So this is the reason why this system is not coming up. So this switch is faulty. So this is not the main issue of this switch, but these are the issues of this switch. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to find the particular transistor. Okay, this is a diode. Yeah, this is a diode. Let's find the one that is shorted. Let's find the one that is shorted. So everything will be fine. So let's test it all over again. Let's be sure. Let's test it again. So on the board side, we have 3.3. That's the switch terminal. Then on the switch itself, we have 0.4, sometimes 0.7. You understand? So here, one of these will be causing that fault. So which I can't really tell, but I will bring out the two. Then we on the system again. If it comes up, then we know what to do about it. So let's move on and remove those diodes. So those are three terminal diodes. These are three terminal diodes. Alright, there's no shorts. Alright, so as you can see, I shift the both diode to the opposite direction. So let's test it again. Of plugging charger. So let's measure on the power switch if we have any volts here. Alright, so now we have about we have 1.3. That voltage is not stable. Alright, so we have 1.3, and over here we have 3.3. So we still have a problem there. So what I'm going to do now, okay, trying to press the power button, nothing still happened. So what I'm going to do now, I will have to check the connection line that carries the 3.3 volts. Yes, and so let's check what happened there. So looking at this part here, I think the track is burned. So we have a burned track here. So we have a burned track here. You can see this track is exposed to the surface, so there's a burned track here. So that track that comes here, so we have a burned track. So what I'm going to do now, I will have to pick the 3.3 volts directly to the switch itself. So that's what I'm going to do to solve this problem. So let's measure and be sure which one carries the 3.3 volt. Okay, so this is the terminals that carries the 3.3 volt. Let me put it on the meter. Alright, so now that we have discovered that the track that carries the 3.3 volts directly to the switch terminal is completely burnt. You see it's burnt out and the cable is exposed. You can see this track is burnt. So I'm going to connect a flex cable here from this second flex wire here, the terminal here, directly to the switch terminals. That's what I'm going to do now to solve this problem. Alright, so now we found the problem. So let's take out the switch and make a jump. So let's replace that bond track with this flex wire. Oops. So firstly, I'm going to put these transistors back in position. So where we have that bond um, is between the pin number 2 and the pin number 2 here. So I'm going to pick from here and solder it directly to here. So that's what I'm going to do. So let's make the solder now. All right, so let's let it to dry a bit. All right, so plugging in charger. So let's measure to know the voltage we have on the power switch. All right, so over here, so as you can see, we now have about okay, 3.4 volts. So pressing the power button, You can see the system is fine. Power switch is working on perfectly fine. So I'm um going to secure that part with the soft gum to prevent it from future damage. As you can see. All right, so let's test now and be sure. All right. All right. Plugging in charger, pressing the power button. The same is on, and we have picture. All right. So if you find this video helpful, do well to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts about this video on the comment section. Thank you so much.